Hello and welcome back to the Western Desert. I am Sean Lambert and this is DAK 2. And we are in the third turn, the 19th of September, 1940. We are about a year after the start of World War II, and here in the Western Desert, we have to go through who's going to go first, and whatever weather effects we're going to have. Last turn we had a very annoying sandstorm, but mercifully that now is over, hopefully. I can't imagine we'll get a sandstorm two times in a row. You got to roll pretty badly. So first let's roll for that sandstorm to see if we get it. And I'll bring up the weather chart. So like you can see here, we had to roll higher than a 63 to get any sort of effect, or higher or equal to a 63. So that was pretty unlucky last time. This time we get a 33, so no worries. No sandstorm this time, thank God. That was very annoying. Not only did we roll a sandstorm, but we also randomly selected map B, which just happens to be the front line. So that was very, very inconvenient for the Italians, but good for the British. All right, next we are going to roll Axis initiative and then Allied initiative. The Allies win, so the Allies have the choice of whether they want to go first or second. And I think in this case they actually want to go first. So things are really breaking correctly for the old British. All right, so first things first, the British are going to want to bring up their maximum amount of supply from their nominal supply sources. And this is something that I should have been doing, and I didn't really understand how it should have been working. But basically, what we should have been doing is bringing in the maximum amount of supply from kind of like Suez and the Cairo area. So you can see here we can bring in kind of unlimited supplies from Cairo. That's why it's called a notional or something like that, notional depot, where it's basically unlimited, is how I'm going to interpret it for now, until I find out that my rule interpretation is completely wrong here. Let's get to our folder. We need all of our rules open. Okay. So this is the part that I'm confused at. Let me order them correctly here. So volume 1, volume 2, volume 3. Okay. So the part that I'm confused at is that I'm thinking you should be able to bring in kind of as much supply as you can move forward. But I'm just not so sure about that. We're also supposed to be rolling random events every once in a while. I haven't rolled any yet, but maybe I'll roll one next turn. I don't feel like it this turn. I don't think it's in this one. Okay, here we go. It's in volume 2 where our setup is. I just want to see if there's any special rules about Commonwealth supply sources. Yeah, it doesn't seem like there's any sort of rules in this one about how to bring up your supply. Almost all Allied shipping into the Eastern Med has to come through the Suez. Few critical convoys were sent through Gibraltar, but for the most part, all tonnage was from the Suez, even if unloaded in Alexandria or Port Said. And basically, this is saying you lose if this occurs. The infinite supply dumps in Port Said and Alexandria immediately disappear. Okay, so which you kind of have to back into it here. That means that there are infinite supply dumps in Port Said and Alexandria, which means that we can... Oh, wait a second here. Hold on. Maybe it's an errata. I didn't even think about that. All right. Well, we are at least able to bring on the Western Desert Railroad 2T forward. And we can bring 4 SP forward on the Delta Railroad. And then 1 SP can be brought forward through coastal shipping for the entire game. And then, other than that, I think that's about it. We have to carry everything else forward with trucks and such. All right, so what that means is we can at least get 2T or 1. Let's see. So this port cap is 1T. So we can drop 1T off here. Do I have any supply here? Just want to copy some supply. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so we know we can drop off 1T plus 2T here. So that'll give us 3T here. Because the Western Desert Railroad can bring up 3T. And then the rest of it can be brought forward by the coastal shipping, which is only 1T in that port. So now we still have 3T of coastal shipping that we can put somewhere if we have any more ports, which I guess Sidi Barani, we could bring another 1T into there. Let's see, where else could we bring in supply that would actually be useful? Nowhere. I mean, we don't really have that many ports. So that's the most we can do with our coastal shipping right now. Later on, we'll get more places to put it, but for now, that's all we have. And then we know that we can get 3 SP over to here. And that's because it can come straight from Suez. So let's make sure we have at least 3 SP there. I mean, this is kind of like an unlimited place. So maybe we could just basically treat Cairo as unlimited, because they could just always be bringing in supply from Suez. It's like, it's pretty much the closest place to it. So, all right, let's see. So that guy's already on his way. We don't have anyone else further down here, I don't think, at this point. These bad boys are still locked. Now we do have some engineers here, some railroad engineers. Not sure what the hell we're supposed to do with them necessarily yet, because we haven't pushed forward at all. I mean, we could use this port engineer, I believe, to do some just regular minefield laying and stuff once it's unlocked, but it's kind of a big risk bringing him forward. We can bring 1T forward on this truck. So let me get 1T there. Let's see, who else can we bring forward? Did I just forget about this brigade? Or is he locked in some way? Let me check on that in the scenario book here. 16th Brigade. So he should be in, this is map C, I believe, right? Oh, map D. No, there's no restriction on him. He can move. I don't know why I didn't bring him up. I must have completely missed him last time. Oops. Yeah, maybe I thought he was a 4 or something. Oh, because maybe I didn't have the fuel to fuel him up. Well, he is definitely fueled from here. So we could put him in strat mode, mark him as fueled. Because Alexandria, again, unlimited supply depot. And then he's got 28 truck road movement points. So from Alexandria to the front, I think it's way less than 28. Let me see. From Alexandria to, let's see, we want to go to Sidi Barani is 19. Yeah, so he can make it all the way to Sidi Barani. No problemo. If that's what we want to do with him, which I think it is. I kind of want to place him in reserve, like back here. Just start building him up. Which we can do because the enemy has not advanced close enough yet to break our strat mode. But if they do get there, they will blow him away because he will not be able to defend himself. So hopefully that don't happen. Why does everything have a moved marker on it? I must not have cleared the move markers before I saved. I know I did it after I saved, but I must have not done it. Okay, so we got this guy. He can bring up 1T, 2T, right? Because he could make 2 trips up to this supply dump. And then he's going to be stuck there on his way forward. So next time he's going to have to... So he could bring up 2T because he can go back and forth. But he's now going to be stuck there. This guy is in move mode. Already. What does his combat mode look like, actually? His combat move is 5. So he could do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Could get up to where the MG guy is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then the MG guy could move up 1, 2, 2.5, 3, and then 4 back on the road. So now that place actually has a kind of a combat MG brigade. These artillery pieces, we could keep moving them up. So that's 1, 2, 3. We'll leave these guys over here still. Although we could fuel them and bring them up to the front. Maybe we should do that. Take them out of reserve this turn and just move them up to the front line. I don't know. The guy is not very good, apparently. I guess he's just a recon unit. This hex is very good. It's going to be tough for them to break through. Honestly, same with this hex here. Maybe we just move this guy back a little bit because there's nothing on this hex right now. That could work. All right, well, let's get this other AT guy up to the front just in case. So let's fuel him. And we'll send him up. Let's see, where are we going to put him? I think maybe we put him with the Hussars for now. I guess we could combine these into one piece. Oh, this truck here. These two trucks could be doing something. They could bring back 2T with them, so they could make the round trip back to. Yeah. They can make the round trip back to Alexandria. I guess we could have just increased this one instead of adding a whole different piece, but whatever. Yeah, so that's pretty useful. That's where the railhead is. All right, now, is there anything I want to do with my air power here? Or do I want to hold off on it? I almost want to try to do something with the air power. I don't think I have any more moves left to do. Like regular moves, I mean. I do have this long-range desert group guy. I guess we could put him in combat mode at this point. Kind of want to get him out into the desert on like a long patrol here. Let's see. All right, so 1, 2. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We could get him a lot further forward. I'm just not sure what I want to do with him just yet. Like eventually I would love to pair him with a plane that could drop him at 1T every turn for his supply. But I don't know. Maybe I do want to move this line up a little bit more. I don't know. Kind of hurts to like move them around a lot. Do I have any other trucks now at the front that I haven't moved? I don't think so. No. Nope. No, I moved all the trucks already. So I could spend another 2 SP on building another thing here, but I don't actually have 2 SP right at the front right now. Could build another hedgehog. I mean, this is going to be a bitch to crack, a tough nut to crack. Obviously, they're maybe going to have to extend the flank in order to do it, unless they can bust through this here, because this is only 8. That is probably the weakest point. So we could fuel this guy. I really just don't want to fuel him. That's the problem. It's not that good. Like that, it's hard to get any more points into there. They both have 8, but this one has the hedgehog, so it's a little bit better. I guess maybe I could fuel this guy up and get him over there, but he's only going to give another 2. Tough decision here. Yeah, I think we fuel this guy up and just move him in there. Yeah, I mean, I wish there was a little bit more we could do with that, but I don't think there is. So I probably do want to throw patrol. Okay, so let's rebase this guy over to here and throw up a patrol. So I'll just remember he's patrolling. I hate the red color of that. So he's on patrol. What do I have to pay for patrolling? I forget. Cap. Oh, God. Patrol. Maybe it's patrol zone. Okay. In step D of the air mission sequence, player will sometimes have an option to intercept enemy mission. Only a mission that's subject to flak, which is like almost every mission, and only if the mission is in the patrol zone. The player can intercept with a single active fighter, and they're not required to intercept. So we're going to say he's patrolling there. I'm just wondering, if rebasing him makes him inactive. Base transfer. 1411. Oh, okay. So it's just way further down. Okay. Oh, okay. A fighter remains active if it's within normal range. Otherwise, it goes inactive if you have to transfer. And because of that, the rule change in the main series rules, we don't have to pay to get our planes working again, mercifully. We could send this gladiator up too, but I think we'll only risk the 1 for now. Okay, so now we have 2 planes that are patrol capable. So I gotta remember about those. All right. All right, let's go to the next segment. I think we might want to try a barrage here. For air. So we've kind of done all of our moving. So now we're going to do our barrage segment. And I think we are going to perform some sort of mission with this Blenheim. Now what? I don't quite know yet. But I want to. The question is, what kind of mission do I want to run? Okay, so air barrage units move to a mission hex during the barrage segment. Okay, so a barrage shift here, we have to have a right shift if there's a short range modifier. We don't have a short range modifier, so we don't get that. Just wondering if we should maybe do the train busting. Is train busting even allowed? Might not be allowed. Oh, I guess the question is, are allied hip shoots allowed? And that would be in our actual thing here. It doesn't say anything about hip shoots being allowed. So I guess that means they're not allowed, so we would have to use actual barrage. There is no supply cost for an air barrage. That's hype. Okay, so what do we do to perform an air barrage? Air units are placed on targets. They got to do their flak. And after they perform this mission, they return to base and are inactive. So we are subject to flak, so we got to pass our flak rolls. First of all, we have to decide on our target here. I think our target is this big old stack of Maletti. So, because we might get a nice bonus. Okay, so our barrage effects. Let's see. Where is the table with the air effects? Flak. All right, so for flak, we roll 2 die, and if the mission has 3 or more air units, which it does not, it only has 1, we have +1. If the target hex contains 1 or more HQs, this contains 0 HQs. If there's an airbase level, I think this is a level 1, so that is a +1. Shit, I didn't think of that. Okay, so it's a +1. Enemy is in patrol zone. It's not in a patrol zone. I don't believe. Let me just double check their patrol zones here. But I'm almost 100% it's nowhere near the patrol zone. So the closest guy is this guy. So if we turn his patrol zone on, you can see, oh shoot, it is in the last hex. It's almost like I planned that ahead. Oh my god. All right, so that might be a problem. So he's in the patrol zone, and the enemy has at least two fighters. The mission has at least 1 fighter. No, we didn't assign any fighters to it. So it's +2. So it's getting intercepted. And so now we have to roll our roll here. And if we get more than 11, and we have to add +1, 2, 3. And we were hoping for less than 11. Okay, so we rolled a 7, and we got a +3. So we barely escaped getting flak shooting us down, basically. So narrowly escaped. So now we get to do our mission. And what we're going to do is roll our barrage table against, so this is a normal barrage against units. So we want to look at first the density shifts here. If they have, I believe they have, let's see, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So greater than 3 for sure. So it's a right shift there. And this is not very close or close terrain because this is just open. So no shifting for that. No units are in strat mode. Oh, shit, I didn't know that that was an effect. That might be a problem for the British. And right 1 if the aircraft are at or within 10 hexes of their air base, which they are not. And they didn't fly more than half range, so they don't have to worry about that. Okay, so now we're going to roll against this table. And we have a barrage value of 3. Which is this number here. So we are rolling on this column. We need a 9 or better. And we roll a 9, so we get a DG. And now the DG applies to the whole stack when you get disrupted in this manner. So they are disrupted. Until their supply phase. So now I'm thinking with that good result, it's almost worth it to push it to try another one on this guy. Maybe. We could also do train busting on this hex. That's also an interesting idea. Maybe let's try that. Is that under this? No. It's probably an OCS marker. Train busting, train busting, train busting. Allied. All right, so we're going to try train busting here with our Wellington. Okay, so this Blenheim returns to base and is inactive. So the Wellington is going to do train busting on this, forcing them potentially to go around or at least to arrive with less movement points, and therefore able to do a whole hell of a lot less. So we're going to try for train busting here. So the rules around train busting, I never remember. So we have to survive flak again, but this time we're not in the patrol zone, so it should be a little easier. Train busting mission. So we resolve flak, and then we attack the hex using a barrage versus facility. If the result contains an asterisk, place a train busting marker in the hex. And I guess this one we should have escorted the first mission. This one, it doesn't help to escort it, so we're not going to bother. And that I'm thinking about it ahead of time this time, but we're not going to bother. So there's no point in doing it. We just are going to execute the flak. So I don't think there's any pluses or minuses here. Let me just double check that though. So we're not in a patrol zone, but the mission is train busting, but we're not in a patrol zone, so it doesn't matter. The target hex doesn't contain any of this crap, and the mission does not have 3 or more air units. So we just have to roll under an 11. And we roll a 9. Good thing we didn't roll that 9 last time, because that would have messed us up. So now we're rolling barrage versus facility, and we're looking for an asterisk. And we have, how many points? 8 points. So we're in the 5 to 10 column, so we have to roll a 4 or better on the barrage table. Do we get any sort of pluses or minuses here? Don't believe so. It's just straight up. Okay. What do we get? A 2. That's not good enough. Well, that was a waste of time. So I'll send him back to base and make him inactive. And now this train busting zone goes away because we did not succeed in train busting. All right, so that was an exciting turn. I was holding this guy for an escort mission because what I was considering is I wanted to protect the Wellington. I didn't want to get the Wellington shot down, so that's why I flew the Blenheim unescorted at first. And then the plan was, had they failed their attempt at disrupting this stack, I was going to try an escorted mission against this stack here. And that maybe would have worked because they have a higher value. So that was the plan. Now, I didn't need to execute that full plan until I rolled the dice with trying a train busting mission, but unfortunately that didn't work either. So we rolled a 2 on the train busting, and that didn't help us out. Too bad. All right, so now we're pretty much just cleaning things up here. We're leaving that guy in reserve permanently, pretty much, until something happens. And the rest of this stuff is already done. I don't think I missed anything in the back. Or did I? I did. I missed this guy. Gotta move him 8. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have this artillery back here. I guess we've been just walking it to the front. 1, 2, 3. It's not terribly needed just yet. All right, so I think we're in pretty good shape for the British anyways. They've got a nasty little defense here. It would have been amazing if they'd gotten that train busting off, because I think that would have guaranteed that they were safe for another turn. But even without that, I think they're still going to be okay. All right, so next time we will be trying finally to do an attack. The problem is we got our plans kind of screwed up here by this DG marker. So I guess these guys will have to take the first attempt. I think we're just going to have to bring our tanks up at this point. I was trying to do this on the cheap, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think we got to bring up some tanks to get this done. Some tanks and probably some artillery too. Because this is not looking that good for us to knock these guys back. I think we're going to have to hit them pretty hard. And it's just taking longer than I wanted it to. Obviously the first turn I was a little hesitant. I probably should have been a little bit more aggressive. But this turn, I wanted to be aggressive, or last turn I wanted to be aggressive, but I couldn't. And now I'm in a place where I still kind of want to be aggressive, but I can't. So I don't really know what to do. Other than just wait another turn and move up a little closer. I don't really want these DG guys right on the front lines, but I mean, I can move them a little closer, I guess. Yeah, I guess it's just a really kind of a weird spot to be in here. I do think I might move up. Might move up the 21st Corps to Solemn this next turn, but we'll save that for next episode. So I guess I didn't actually do my turn here, but so Axis, second phase. Okay. So until next time, see ya.